Hello there, this is Tercio and we're back with more Civ 6. Let's see what we can learn today. I'm planning to cover more about builders and improvements. We're going to cover great people as well, districts, and founding our second city. I hope I can cover that in time, so let's hit the next turn button. Okay, so we're going to keep scouting around. That's what the scout is for. Now the warrior, I'm going to put the slinger back in Washington. And this warrior guy, I'm actually going to cross the river to check out if there's any barbarian encampments around there. The builder, okay, really important. Let's actually first click on Washington. As we can see, we have 0 ammenities right now. If Washington grows again, we'll probably dip into -1 amenities. So let's actually have a look at that. If you click on this button down here, toggle city details, you actually get a detail panel with the growth and the amenities and the housing that you get. Okay, so if we check the amenities panel here, we can see that we are receiving 1 amenity of 1 required, and that makes our people content because they only need 1 amenity and 1 we are providing. Amenities from entertainment is the one we're getting. We get a 1, which is a natural amenity. So I didn't have to build anything or get anything for this. The problem is we're going to need more. If Washington keeps growing, the need for amenities will increase. And if we don't have enough, our people will be unhappy and will receive some penalties like production and the like. Reduction to production, sorry. So, one thing that we can do here, we got the silk here. The silk resource is a luxury resource, and as I told you before, luxury resources provide amenities. That's why they're luxuries. So let's actually get our builder on top of the silk. And unfortunately, I'm out of movement points, so I can't build the improvement right now, so we have to wait until next turn.
Skill without imagination is craftsmanship, and gives us many useful objects, such as wickerwork picnic baskets. Okay, so we've got craftsmanship. We can now change our policies if we wanted to, but we're going to do that later because it actually caught me in the middle of the explanation of amenities. Let's go back here. Let's pick our builder. And OMG. Oh, of course, I need irrigation. I didn't notice that. So in this case, we are actually investigating irrigation here. It needs 6 turns. We would just need to wait a bit. The thing is, I wasted a turn moving here to only know that I cannot actually improve the tile just yet. Okay, so let's actually go to the rice. The rice, in fact, is a bonus resource. And once improved, will give us an additional food. Alright, so the warrior is going to keep going this way. We get to choose a new civic because we finished craftsmanship. And let's see what would benefit us right now. We'll go for military tradition or state workforce production towards classical wonders. Let's go with state workforce. Okay. So we have the opportunity of changing our policies. Let's go to government. As you can see, we get an exclamation mark indicating we can change our policies if we so wish. This is a free change. So we get the Agoge plus 50% production toward ancient and classical era melee and range units. That is pretty good if you want to do a sizable army. And then we get the Ilkum, which is plus 30% production toward builders. In fact, I think I'm going to change for the Agoge because I'm going to want to build some more military units as well later on. Next turn. Okay, so let's build the improvement of a farm on top of the rice. And as you can see down here, plus 1 food. It also provides half 0.5 housing, which is pretty neat. So let's do that.
And we boosted irrigation because we built a farm. Great.
The man who has grit enough to bring about the afforestation or the irrigation of a country is not less worthy of honour than its conqueror.
Great, so now we can move our builder over to the silk and get that luxury resource. So the next tech that we're going to get, I think we should go for writing because it's boosted and it's going to give us the campus district and library building. We'll get into districts soon enough. Let's actually explore this little tile here. We found a tribal village in the hidden tile. Fantastic. We'll pick it up as soon as we can. Okay, the scout here can actually would be fantastic if I were able to actually attack and kill that scout there, that barbarian. Oh, enemy scout. I'm lucky he was not able to capture my civilian unit, but that would be extremely dangerous. In fact, we're going to pick up the slinger that we have in Washington. We're going to move him over here. And there's something really useful in this game, which is called escort formation. Now, normally I would just pick up my builder and just move him over to the silk, but just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to press this button here, escort formation. And what it does, it links the military unit, the slinger, to the civilian unit. So anytime the slinger moves, the builder moves as well. And it also makes the builder uncapturable. So this scout cannot now, he can't attack my builder and capture him. So they move together as one unit. So I click on the slinger, I use the range attack and destroy the scout. And for killing a unit with a slinger, we increased our, we got a boost to archery. Great. So let's get this tribal village here. And it gave us another scout. That's fantastic. Now, I normally wouldn't recommend this, but at the beginning of the game, it's best if you control your scouts where they're scouting. But if in any case you're tired of the micromanagement, all you can do, you press this plus button here, and you got this little button called Automate Exploration. And what it does, the scout will automatically explore the map for you. So like this, I press the button and he starts moving in a direction. Okay. We can exit. Alright, we'll just leave the escort formation on. Next turn. Let's actually explore this way. Alright. So now as you can see, our builder and our slinger are linked, so I can move them together. It does take away from the movement though. Yeah. In fact, I could just break them now, right now, if I wanted to. Like that. And the slinger will go back to Washington, while the builder will have to go to the silk. But it's really useful to have formations, and you'll see that especially when the settler comes out. Okay, keep scouting around. In fact, I'm going to automate the scouts as well, just because I'm going to get to more important things in this tutorial. Alright, slinger fortified in Washington. Oops, the builder. Alright, so the builder now can improve this tile, get the luxury resource. We're going to get a plantation. It gives us +1 gold, which is a neat bonus, and it gives us half housing as well. That, with the improvement to the rice, gives us 1 full housing. That's fantastic. So let's do that. The builder is consumed because that was his last charge, so we're going to have to get another builder. But now our housing has improved. We have a total 6 housing capacity. Really good. In fact, I should actually manage my citizens here, so they can focus on growth.
Although, judging by the citizens that are working on the tiles, we already have the best combination of food. We got the 4 tile, the 2 food tile, 2 food tile, 2 food tile. There's no better food tile than that. So the maximum, the quickest growth that we have in Washington right now is 7 turns. Okay. Ooh. What did we discover? Oh, we discovered a Barbarian encampment. And it's being attacked by Sumeria. Okay. Oh, and our borders expanded again, this time encompassing the silk. Now, in my previous video, somebody actually asked me, how come do the borders expand? How does that happen? Now, in previous civilizations, you would normally have an indicator by clicking on the city that would say 3 more turns until the borders of the city expand. And they would expand by using culture. The more culture the city generates, the faster its borders would expand. In Civ 6, this is not at all clear. I mean, looking at the manual or the in-game tutorial, they never explain this. People think it's the same mechanic, that you have to accumulate culture and they automatically expand. But that's just a theory. I mean, there is no clear way. Not even clicking on toggle city details can you see border growth or anything. Which I think they should include in the next patch or something, because that is incredibly useful to know when your borders are going to expand. So in this case, they do expand from time to time, and this time they encompass the silk resource. Normally the borders always expand to the most useful tile that you have around your city. So in this case, he's going to encompass the silk resource because that is one of the most important tiles around us, because it gives us plenty of yields, 2 food, 1 production and 1 culture. It's a luxury resource that we can have. Fantastic. Okay, next turn. Ooh, tribal village sound. There we go, there's the tribal village. We actually should go towards it.
Writing is easy. All you have to do is cross out the wrong words.
Okay, so we have writing. Let's go over here. Next turn, go over there. And we have a settler as well. Now, settlers are civilian units, just like the builder, so they're susceptible to capture by enemy units. So the good thing to do, the best thing to do would be to pick up a military unit like the slinger, press the escort formation, and now they're linked, and now they'll move together, so if any barbarians or whatever come out of the woods to try and capture the settler, they won't be able to because we have the slinger there. Now, looking at the map, we're going to try and find a suitable location for our second city. Normally you would want to grab a place where there's luxury resources that you don't have in your first city. So judging by the map, there really isn't any favorable place to actually settle right now. I mean, we already got gypsum. Oh no, we don't have gypsum, sorry. 1, 2, okay. We do have gypsum down here, but it's too far away from Washington. Now, one thing that you should take into account is that city borders expand to a maximum of 3 tiles away. And by that I mean, if we hover over Washington and we count with our mouse, say, I want to know if Washington will eventually encapsulate this gypsum here. We go 1 tile, 2 tiles, 3 tiles, and oops, it won't expand more than here, because that is the maximum expansion outwards that a city has. It's 3 tiles. So we get to know 1, 2, 3, it'll expand towards here. We'll eventually get this copper, which is in our 3 tile range. We'll eventually get this rice as well. This wine will also be ours. Yep. So, taking that into account, when founding your second city, you want to be a bit out of that range, because you don't want to put cities too close together. So, every time you click on the settler, you also get the fresh water lens that we saw in the first episode. See, there's a river here. That is fresh water. In fact, this icon is telling us that it's a recommended settlement location. The thing is, if I settle too near to the Sumerians, he'll get angry. Gilgamesh will get angry. Although, that could be a good excuse to go to war. Alright, I'm going to do that. Just for tutorial purposes. Let's move our settler and slinger downwards. And we're going to try and settle here. That would be really good next to the fresh water. As for research, we already got writing. Let's go ahead and get archery. Although for archery I'm going to need animal husbandry, so once I click archery it already queued animal husbandry, which will take 5 turns. Production in Washington. Now this is where I'm going to get into districts. Okay, so when we enter the production screen, until now I've been building units, which is in this part here. These are units. Then we have other categories like wonders, which is something new that we also unlocked thanks to our technology. And then we got districts and buildings. Now districts are it's like a specialized tile that you put on your city borders, and you can build buildings in them. So just not to confuse, Washington in itself, the city center, that is considered a district. As you can see here, the city center of Washington is a district. And inside that district you can build a monument, granary with bonuses. Now another district is the campus, which we unlocked with writing. And inside the campus district we can build libraries, universities and so on. So as the description says, the campus is a district in your city for scientific endeavors. So if we click campus, we'll get this neat screen, and it's telling you where you can build this campus district. So unlike previous civilization games where you'll build everything here in the city center, in Civ 6 you actually have to build some of the buildings outside your city. Now the campus, well, districts generally get bonuses depending on where you place them. So in the case of the campus, it receives additional science from adjacent mountains. So as you can see, the game is actually suggesting, hey man, why don't you buy this tile for 90 gold? Which is something I haven't explained yet. Yes, you can buy tiles in this game if the city is not expanding in the direction that you want. You can buy a tile. Next to this mountain, you build the campus district there and it gets an additional science. I'm going to do that, but right here next to this mountain. I'm going to pay 60 gold. There we go. And I'm going to place the campus right next to the mountain, giving us an additional science. Oh, and it also gives us a little warning that placing the district here will remove the woods. I don't really care about those woods, so let's chop them down. Yes, I want to remove the woods from the tile. So there's the foundation of our campus. It's going to get built. It's going to take those 14 turns. And we have to end our turn, of course, until we get the campus, just like a unit or a building. Now, as for buying tiles, if you hover over this button is purchase tile, and you get a similar screen than before, just that all the tiles around your city are purchasable. You can spend money on them and you get them immediately. Sometimes it's really useful to reach a tile that you're really interested in, or a resource that's right out of your reach and you want it now. That is the reason why you would want to do that. I haven't talked about gold yet though. Gold, as science, culture, faith, is a global yield. It's empire-wide. And as other yields, you just get them from buildings and tiles and such. Have you noticed, for example, that the sea tiles actually provide gold? In fact, this crab tile actually gives 3 gold. So it's pretty interesting. This wine also gives 1 gold. And those actually add up. Gold is used for not only purchasing tiles, but it's also used for purchasing items from your city. So instead of producing a scout, for example, I could get him immediately if I spend 120 gold. It's pretty neat. If you want some quick military units, you spend that gold and you get all the units for yourself. You can also purchase things with faith, but at the moment we can't do that. Okay, so that is covered. Next turn. What the hell is happening? Oh, it's Sumeria's war carts. Now, I'm going to go over Great People now. As you see, next to the Religion button, we have the Great People button. We click on that, and we get all these stuff here. So, Great People are like really famous people that appear in your civilization, and they do special stuff. And there's several categories. You've got the Great General, the Great Admiral, Great Engineer, Great Merchant, Great Prophet, Great Scientist, Great Writer, Great Artist, and Great Musician. Now, what do they do? So, for example, let's take, I don't know, the Great Engineer, for example. The first Great Engineer is James of St. George. He's attainable in the medieval era. That's the first time that you can get Great Engineers. And what he does, he instantly builds ancient and medieval walls in the city and provides enough gold per turn to pay the maintenance. So as you can see, it's something related with buildings. All of the Great People have an area of expertise. So Great Generals is for military land units. Great Admiral is for military sea units. Great Engineers has to do with buildings and wonders. The Great Merchant has to do with money. The Great Prophet is related to religion. The Great Scientist to science. Great Writers make great works of writing. Great Artists make great works of art. And Great Musicians make great arts shit. They make great art, yeah, great works of music. And these last three have to do with culture and tourism. But that is that's a long way in terms of learning, so we're gonna have to wait for that. So in the case of America, which are very culture focused, I would want to go for a great writer, great artist, or great musician. Now the way you earn these people, you can see down here, for example, let's check Hannibal Barca, the Great General. You have this recruit progress bar. All the players are actually listed here. We have America, which is us, Sumeria, which is the other civ that we met, and then we have unmet player, which we haven't met yet. And you need 60 Great General points to actually recruit Hannibal Barca. Now, these great points come from, as the tooltip is reading, districts, buildings, and can come from world wonders and policies. So they can come from different things depending on what you want or what you're aiming for. Say if you want lots of great scientists, you will need great scientist points. You will need to aim for things, for policies, for buildings that actually give great scientists. And they all give effects and bonuses in their area of expertise. In fact, look, Euclid is actually pretty cool because he triggers the eureka moment for mathematics and one random technology from the medieval era. So if you really want to boost through the technology tree, great scientists will actually help you with that. One thing to take into account though, great people are unique. So once a civilization recruits them, you lose that great person forever. You cannot repurchase him. And another one appears. And they all have different effects. Also, if you see down here, you can also buy the great person outright with 2,000 gold or 1,350 faith. That's also an option. So that is great people out of the way. Oh, and we boosted wheel because our scout went on top of that tribal village. And we boosted sailing because they also shared that. Okay. Thank you, tribal village. Keep exploring. Okay, now settler
has reached its destiny. And I think I like this spot a lot, because I think we're actually out of range of Washington. Yes, we are. Washington's maximum range is this one. Okay, I had some technical issues there. So we're going to settle on this tile that we said. So we press the found city button, just like we did with our capital. And now we have a second city, New York. Great. The slinger is actually going to stay here for defensive purposes. And we're settled near Uruk. I hope Gilgamesh doesn't mind that. Normally, other civilizations will get angry at you if you settle too close to them, because it's like they feel threatened or that you're going to steal their resources from them. So now we have to manage the production of New York. In this case, I think probably a builder will do good, because we have to start improving. I actually want to improve the wheat first, so I can get that extra food and grow New York really fast. So builder will go up. And we discovered another tribal village. Oh, and this is what I was talking about. Your people settle too close. You should consider seeking land elsewhere. Now, you could apologize, or you can just challenge him and say, my people will settle where they please. Now, the first option is like, you promise that you won't settle close to him anymore. You will still receive a diplomatic penalty for settling close to him, but it will be minor. But if you choose the second option, the diplomatic penalty will be even bigger, because like, you're not listening to him. I'm actually going to apologize. I don't want to go into an immediate war with Sumeria right now. I apologize, and I promise that I won't settle close to him again. In fact, if you break that promise, then that incurs a heavier diplomatic penalty. Okay, so the campus is going pretty fine. It seems that Sumeria is worshipping a pantheon.
Dogs look up to us.
So sometimes you're going to get these pop-ups, these notifications. That is like your intelligence, your spy intelligence. Sometimes you get information from other civilizations. In this case, we just know that Sumeria has founded a pantheon, just like we did some turns ago. It's really neat to actually know that. Next turn. Ooh, they're also improving things. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today, though. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful to you. Remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. This is Tercio. See you later.